See
well,
if we can
two
get
things.
to it.
One is I would like if you would talk more about desire as that kind of first reach pre-manifestation. That desire even precedes emotion, and it's kind of that first launching of an energetic something. You can kind of feel it,
Well,
that reaching out.
Before we go there, the further conversation that it sort of sets a good basis for this is Esther and Tracy coming to a rendezvous point at the same time where they were both saying the same thing at the same moment. And it was almost like, whose thought is this? Mm-hmm. And it turns out that it was that grid thought mm-hmm. that they both rendezvoused at. And Tracy was talking about talking to a friend and realizing that she actually put the words in that friend's mouth, that she's writing the script for every interaction that she has. And so when you realize that you've been sending off those rockets, but it's not just the rockets of desire that you're sending off, it's your vibrational relationship to them that equal your rendezvous points with these different pre-manifested emotional, vibrational states of being. It is a reality. It is a reality that is real as this stuff that you think is so real. In other words, it hasn't been thought upon as long, so it doesn't have the structure that you identify as reality in the same way that these physical things around you do, but they are as meaningful. And when you begin to accept your ability, this is the reason that we have been really so stubbornly holding you for a while, for the last several workshops, on the idea of the emotion, which is vibrational awareness, being the manifestation that you really are working toward creating, because it gives you that basis of creating this framework that is filling in, whether you know it or not, or whether you like it or not, with a reality that's going to be more specifically experienced by you. So if you care moment by moment about how you feel, so you're cognizant of the framework that you are constructing, then you're certain to have joyful fill-ins with people that are right on the mark with what you have intended. And that's where that powerful word desire that you interjected here is about. In other words, few people are really true to their own desire. Because the desire is launched usually in a sort of chaotic, contrasting moment. And most people, even though they've launched the desire, spend more time focused in the reason that they want it than they do in the desire itself. That's why in the early days we played the game, this is what I want and this is why I want it. Because when you get into the why that you want it, you begin to extract from yourself more emotional reasons, and you build a better basis early on in the describing of what you want.
Oh, there's a lot to say. So, two things. I can almost see this three-dimensional blue grid thing that
everyone can, can't you? You can see it, can't you?
Come together, and those points on the grid where lines intersect are really about the point of manifestation. And when you were talking about Tracy, I could see how the energy of the two of you, the vibration, came together in that point and just manifested into this shared thought conversation.
And when
that's
it explodes,
what we're doing.
And when it explodes like that, isn't that a meaningful moment in life? And isn't that what you're wanting from everything that you want? That when we say everything that everyone wants is for those feeling kind of moments, isn't that what it really is all about?
And you can see them, you can feel them, you can feel the whole texture
and
of it.
Further, aren't you more ready to accept than you've ever been that you have control over the creation of that grid? We like the idea of this. And then you have control to maintain yourself there while you have the delightful experience of watching the universe fill it in with all the pieces that you've already put into the vortex. So all of the things that you want just begin filling in around you. So you put this piece there and this piece there and this piece there. You've been doing it for a very long time, some of it even before you were born. And so here are all these components that then you identify and accomplish this vibrational grid. And then the universe and law of attraction just said, well, this piece fits, and this piece fits, and this piece fits. And as the pieces fill in, you just go, yes, 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 yes. And before long, you begin saying things like, I'm so good. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this. And then that overall feeling of worthiness just sweeps through you and around you, which just compounds it all the more. And then others who feel the same way rendezvous with you, and you just think, life is so good. Can it be any better? And it can and will be. But can it be any better? And it can and it will be. And you just go from rapturous moment to rapturous moment in this joyous evolution that you have intended or desired with everything that you are to be, to live, to have. Yes.
Wow. All good. The other thing that I sort of got out of yesterday is that we're just moderating a little bit. This whole deliberate creation thing, not such a big deal. It's just moderating. It's, it's like a little, we went segueing, which was really good. And when you segue, you just turn the whole joystick kind of guiding thing just a little bit. And you move away and you move back, and it's so easy, and the flow is so easy. And the feeling in this is that we're just learning to moderate desire. We're just learning to moderate vibration. And it's so easy. The movements are so
What
small.
You're describing, it's beautiful what you're saying. What you're describing is, if you've taken the time to effectively build this emotional grid, then there's no effort, because everything's in place and everything must fill in. And so now you are just a joyful receiver. That's why we call it the art of allowing, of the perfect timing and the perfect pieces and the perfect people all coming together. But if you don't take the time to effectively build that grid, that emotional basis, then, and you're trying to bang it in place with your effort, then that's when it feels like such a struggle.
Yeah.
So as we visit with you, we can feel your readiness. You're already doing it to a large extent, to accept the ease of this natural creation and attraction, where most people are working really hard. And most people listening to a conversation like this want to work way harder than not only is required, but than is effective or is even good for them. In other words, most people have more stress in their creative experience than well, no stress is necessary. In fact, stress is indication of resistance, which is what. So most people are creating from a stance of constantly having to overcome resistance. And what you just so eloquently described to us is creating in the absence of resistance, and just feeling the flow. It's like dancing with a really familiar dance partner, and you've got each other down, and you know exactly what these subtle indicators mean, and you can just move with each other flawlessly. And that's the way it is when you're dancing with the universe. Because law of attraction doesn't bring you an awkward partner.
Perfect.
Ever.
Perfect. There's this Mary Oliver poem where she says, "You do not have to be good." And the feeling of relief that comes with that, you do not have to be good. You do not have to walk. You do not have to crawl 1,000 miles across the desert. You only have to feel the sweet animal of yourself. And that's sort of the feeling
you
of
do
this.
not have to justify your goodness, because you are so inherently, so completely, so wholly already good. Yeah. It's the justification for goodness that is messing up your lives. You could not be gooder.
Perfect. Thank you.